Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and it's finally here. I finally got to the number one film scene in my top 10 scenes in film. This series has now come to an end. You've gotten to the end, and it is, well, this one really wasn't a surprise for me when I sat down. I knew what number one was going to be, and it is our graveyard shootout in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Good old-fashioned Mexican standoff. And this scene, I will pop on YouTube just to watch it over and over and over again, because this is one of the best pieces of filmmaking I have ever seen in my whole entire life. And it makes sense why it's number one on my top 10 list of scenes in film. And this scene is the climax, so spoilers. And we have our three main characters. We have Blondie, the good, Angel Eyes, the bad, and Tuco, the ugly. And they're finally at the graveyard. Blondie has the name of the grave written on a stone and plops it in the middle of this circular kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, just the center of this graveyard, circular set of stones, and they start backing away from each other, taking each other's points in this triangle. And then the music by Ennio Morricone starts playing Il Triello, the trio. And this is one of my favorite songs or parts of a score I've ever heard in any film. And just like building it up and building it up slowly, and this blaring trumpets. And you really know something's building up, and it keeps building up quicker and quicker and quicker. Building up throughout this scene. And how this scene is shot and edited and balanced all together by Sergio Leone, one of the greatest directors ever. Totino Delacoli, who's the cinematographer on this, and how they bring all these shots together. And we keep bouncing back and forth. And we have a couple of different kinds of shots. We have the medium shot where it's like from the waist up of each of our characters. And each of our characters are acting in different ways. And how this is all brought to light through how this scene is shot is so fantastic. We have Blondie, who's calm, cool, just kind of has his cigar, and is just standing there, very intently staring at Angel Eyes throughout this whole entire time, and occasionally turning back to Tuco, and trying to say something to Tuco, just through that steely stare that Clint Eastwood brings in the scene. And Clint Eastwood is, all three of them are fantastic. Clint Eastwood using that stare and that just presence, because he's standing so calm and cool and collected, and yet so intense at the same time. Then we shoot to Angel Eyes, Lee Van Cleef, who has this look of just, what's going on? It's like, who do I shoot at? And it's like, he knows Blondie knows the name of the grave, but should you worry about Tuco? And you see some paranoia start to build up in Angel Eyes, and he's nervous, and I'm going to talk about the other kinds of shots in a second. And then you get Tuco, who's all manic, and that's his character. And Eli Wallach does such a great job of bringing this frenetic energy to Tuco, and you see him wide-eyed, looking back and forth. Who is he going to shoot at? Are any of them going to shoot at him? And I think he's starting to realize, no, they're not going to shoot at me, but who should I shoot at? And Blondie keeps making that stare over at Tuco and very subtle acknowledgments to him. But Blondie never looks at Tuco, concerned that, who is Tuco going to shoot at me? And when this scene's all revealed, and I'll get to that in a second, so we have those medium shots, but then we also have shots of their guns. And Blondie's very calm. His hand's not moving. He's standing in the same position the whole entire time. The interesting is, Angel Eyes is nervously creeping closer and closer to his gun, and you can see how his hand's moving and how nervous he is. And Tuco's just like, still got that frenetic energy and paranoia swirling in his head. And then the shots of the eyes. And they're some of the most powerful shots of that steely gaze that Blondie has, and he's giving that side eye over to Angel Eyes, and Angel Eyes, his stare is a little twitchy, and it's a little nervous, and then Tuco's just like wide-eyed, crazy look on his face, and his eyes shooting back and forth, and that building tension, and those shots keep editing back and forth as we're going along, and the speed of the editing starts picking up just as the music is building, the music is swelling, and it's all coming quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker until boom, and then the shots fire. And this is such an interesting part. Nothing came out. And now we know why Blondie was not paying close attention to Tuco, and because there's no bullets in his gun. And they both fire at Angel Eyes, and Angel Eyes falls over, and then Blondie slowly walking by and shooting Angel Eyes' hat and his gun into the grave as well, and he walks up. And one of my favorite lines and deliveries in anything, in any film, and is about to come up, and Tuco's like, Blondie, there's no bullets in my gun, and it's like, you took it out the night before, and he did, he emptied his gun. That is why Blondie was not concerned about Tuco. And that was the thing, and he's trying to tell Tuco something throughout that whole entire sequence, and such a great job of subtly hinting at something like that. And then it is, well, my friend, there's two kinds of men in this world, those with loaded guns and those who dig. You dig. And he tosses him that shovel, and just like, oh, going back to the earlier in the film, Tuco delivering a same kind of warning to Blondie, and yep, it's come full circle back around, and Tuco's digging the hole and opens it up, and there's the gold. And then there's a shot looking down, and Tuco slowly looks up to see a noose, and the camera looking right through that noose at Tuco, and you know who that noose is meant for. Blondie has him set up in the noose, standing on top of a tombstone, and Blondie rides off, and so far out, and keeps going and going, and disappears behind a tree. And this is so tense, and like it's pulling on Tuco's neck, and he's starting to freak out. And then all of a sudden, Blondie comes out, gun shoots right through the rope, and Tuco falls to the ground, and Blondie rides off, and Tuco comes running up to the camera, and he's like, Blondie, you son of a ah! And then that music hits from the theme, and their themes play over each other. The ugly, the good, the bad. And then the fantastic theme of the good, the bad, and the ugly plays off as Blondie rides off, and the film ends. It's such a powerfully, so well made, with the music by Ennio Morricone. Oh, one of my favorite composers of all time. And Sergio Leone does such a great job creating this film and this particular scene. And the cinematography is pitch perfect. The performances are perfect. The editing, all the shots put together are so perfect. If you have not seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, it is close to a 3-hour film. It is worth the journey, and it's so fantastic. Thank you all for checking out my top 10 scenes in film, and I will be doing more of these kinds of series, but it won't be for a little bit, as I have a couple other ones that I'm going to be coming out with. Me and my friend Matt are actually going to be doing our top 10 films of 2017 together, so you'll get to meet my friend Matt, and he'll be doing that with me. Then I'll be having my second annual Wasteland Reviewer Awards, which I will be doing throughout pieced out videos where I pick the nominees and pick my own winner for each of the major categories of the Academy Awards. And then once the Oscars nominations are announced, I will make my own picks, which I'll have with me during my Oscar party on March the 4th, which I'm very excited for the Academy Awards. As always, this will be my 3rd straight year having a party and 4th year watching the whole thing throughout. So thank you guys for checking out these videos. Always keep letting me know what you think, and whether you agree with me or not, I always love talking movies, and please keep on supporting your Wasteland reviewer.